Okay, right. Hello, my darlings. So I just wanted to talk you through briefly an oil slick. So I did a little bit in the video, but I just wanted to give you a demonstration as well. So I don't unfortunately have any lovely sea creature toys with me here at home. They are all at school, which is a little bit pesky, but there we go. So you have to imagine, okay, that I've got a spoon here which is floating on the top. So imagine that that is one of our toy sea creatures, okay? Then we've got some greenery here, which we can pretend is seaweed. So this is one of our sea creatures. So you can imagine it's just what you can imagine it's a real sea creature, to be honest. And then we've got a cotton bud here, which is another sea creature. This is one of the ones that lives down at the bottom. Okay, this is one that swims on the surface. And then this is some lovely seaweed. Okay, so this is our ocean working as it should normally. I mean, it doesn't have any plastic pollution in it, this ocean, so it's clearly very unusual and special. But this is it without any oil pollution, okay? So it hasn't had an oil slick in it. Now, oil is very, very hard to clean, and you can try this at home with your adults if you can. And if you've got anything like any feathers that you use for decorating things with, put those in as well. So if you've got any little toy fish or sharks or whales or anything, pop them in a bowl of water, put in some little bits of a plant, and put in some little feathers and things, because that will be like the feathers of a seabird, and then you add some oil. Okay, now obviously oil from an oil tanker is a very black, very thick oil, but this is the closest we can get. This is just kitchen oil. Okay, now you see it doesn't sink down, doesn't go down, it sits on the surface, okay? And gradually, if you leave it long enough, it will spread, okay? I didn't put very much on mine. There we go, let's angle the camera. Here we go. So, now, once you've done that, you'll be able to see, you will then see that it's spreading over the surface of the water, okay? And of course, with an oil slick, there will be much, much, much more oil. And also that it is coating everything with this oil, okay? Now this would mean that anything that is now under the water won't be able to come up, won't, like here, so here, this part over here, anything that would be over here would be safe for now. But gradually the oil will spread, okay? Anything that was underneath this part, if they came up to the surface, they would then get caught in the oil, and then they wouldn't be able to breathe properly. Any birds that came down would then get trapped in the oil. They would get it all around their beaks, they would get it in their feathers, and then they wouldn't be able to fly and escape. And this is how so many creatures end up dying in oil slicks. They are trapped under the water, they are trapped at the surface of the water, they can't get the oil off their skin or their beaks or their feathers, you know. They can't feed, they can't breathe because they can't get to the surface of the water. So if I try and take this out, you will see that it's absolutely coated in oil. Oil is very tricky to clean off, okay? Now, once you've taken your things out of your mini oil slick, try and give them a wash. Try getting the oil off those feathers, okay? And imagine that those are the feathers of a seabird, okay? That there would be hundreds of seabirds that were desperately trying to live, and people, volunteers, go out and they try and save the seabirds. They have to try and clean the oil off their feathers, and it's a very, very difficult job, and unfortunately they aren't always successful, but they do save quite a lot of them, but unfortunately not all of them. But just try cleaning the oil off everything now. Try cleaning off the whatever little plant things you put in there, try cleaning off your toys, try cleaning off the feathers, and you will see how difficult it is to clean oil off something just as simple as that. And this is just normal oil, and you're going to have some washing up liquid or something to clean it with. You are not talking about a giant ocean, okay, which doesn't have any nice sides with the bowl to contain it. It's not a nice contained space. It is a very, very difficult thing to clean up, and it is a very, very big disaster when that happens, which hugely affects the environment, the wildlife, everything really. It is a really terrible thing to happen. So do try out that experiment. It really helps your understanding of oil slicks. Okay, my darlings, bye.